Welcome everyone. Welcome. I'll let you guys come in, trickle in. Um, I have something to share with you guys, uh, and see where everybody's at. You know, they're probably watching the football game or the soccer game, world soccer. Uh, I'll give people a chance to come in because they're probably at work. You know, people's got to work. I know I had to work, so I'll let people come in, give people a chance, and God bless everybody that comes in and visits, and all the visitors, all the curious people. Even the ones that just want to hang out in the background. So, I'm just, oh, I didn't realize it was going to be this hard. But I'll wait for some other people to come in. This is going to be a short live. It's not going to be a long one. So, let people come in and everybody have a chance to come in and say hi, you know, and but the reason why I'm coming on live today, and instead of putting it in a video or a short, it's a hard topic. I don't know who needs to hear it, but I feel like I gotta let somebody know, you know, that there is survival on the other side, and it is very hard, and it's a very sensitive topic that I've been through, that I've seen, and it's something I didn't know that it was something that would actually affect me directly and indirectly. So I just thought I'd share it with you guys and see if other people or other women have been in this situation. Because it's taken me this long to actually talk about it. It's been, wow, since 2013, 2014. It's been a long while. And so, a lot of people, oh, welcome in, you guys. Welcome in, Ruben. Welcome in, Puke Weavers. It's a topic that we normally don't talk about. And hold on, my back door closed. I'll be right back. Okay. Didn't realize my door was open. What I'm going to talk about, and it's going to affect women and men. It's actually domestic violence. Being one that has seen domestic violence and one that has been through it, there is life after domestic violence. It's not an easy road. Thank you, Puke. Hi. um, I seen it early on in my preteen years. Um, because I thought domestic violence was always that men would hit women, and that's not always the case. Because, hello, uh, hello, Ola, um, and I seen both sides of the domestic violence, um, and it's not a very favorable topic to talk about, and this is actually hard for me to talk about this. um, but I feel that God impressed in my heart to share it with you, and it's it goes all the way back to my junior high school years. Uh, Hi, sweetheart. it's it's really hard. It's not an easy subject to talk about. Hello, Jr. Welcome in, and it's it's very. It puts you in a different place than others, uh, and there is two different parts of the domestic violence. It's either you give up, or you actually go through it and figure it out, and push through it. It's I have to tell you back. I have to take you back to when I was in junior high. I had always thought domestic violence had to do with just men hitting women. I was wrong. It affects both. Because I actually seen my late sister do it to my late brother-in-law, and it was pretty weird seeing a woman beat up and insults and manipulates and do a whole bunch of things to this kind gentleman. And it's very sad that happened. And the abuse just doesn't only go between them. It affects... Oh, you're in the Netherlands. Okay, Pew. And I don't know why Puke is mad, but I pray for him that he will see it through. You came back fast.
Yeah, didn't take long.
Go. Would you like some watermelon too?
Yeah, nice.
So, do you see the flag? Yes, I do see the flag. there's one husband. And I don't know what he wants me to see the flag, but I have to see the flag. But yeah, and uh, I think his name is Puck or Puke. It's P-U-K.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, what do you call it? The spoons down there if you want them.
Okay.
So, Puke's angry at his flag, I guess. And so, but yeah, it just started about 10 minutes ago. And so, and just getting on and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
My name is Julian.
Julian.
Hello, Julian. Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by and visiting. May I ask why you're so mad? You're being a mess of IG? I don't know what IG means. But
I guess.
I guess
I guess. Is that what IG means?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
That's IDK.
But as I was saying about the domestic violence, I always had to ask AFK. Okay. Hi, Lap. Welcome in. As I was saying about the domestic violence, I had always said, oh, Jello. I had always asked if she's in a bad relationship, why doesn't she leave him? And then when I found myself in that situation, I was realizing how hard to answer that question. Okay. Thank you very much, Lap. And so, so the, what do you call it? That question of why do women stay in a domestic relationship? I found that out hard really quick because I've been through 3 domestic relations, and it's really, it twists your mind. It messes with your mind. And when I found myself on the other side of that question that I had previously asked way back in high school,
How long did it take you to figure it out?
it took me one broken relation and 2 ex-husbands to figure it out, which was a span of, gosh, 15 years. I'm a slow learner, obviously. I didn't get it. I didn't get it right away. I know. It did take me a good while because I fell for their promises. Oh, I love you. I won't do this again, and all that stuff. That's the wine and dine, and I'll buy you this. Let's go out to dinner. All these promises that gullible me fell into. So that question, if she's in a relationship that's bad, um, shut down, but I have a charger. Okay. It's then I found myself on the other side of that question, and then I was just like, why am I doing this? I felt really disadvantaged, and I thought I could get out of the situation like like a snap of my fingers. It takes a lot, you know, the the manipulation, the conning, um, the what do you call it? The threatenings, the threatening thingies, the mental guilt, and it's it all takes toll, and then you're in, what do you call it? That little winding web of the lies of your manipulator, of your abuser. And it's because I had said that, oh, I'm never going to be in an abusive relationship because of what I saw my sister do. I ended up in that exact same place that I said I was never going to be in. But I wasn't following the Lord. I was doing it my own self and getting into my own troubles and believing the lies of the abuser. And it's kind of humiliating, because I've been through there once and twice before. My third time, and the thing of it is, when you actually find yourself in that place, then you're saying, I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here and figure it out. So, while I was in that place, and I asked for help. That's what I didn't do before. I didn't ask for help before. And then when I finally figured it out that I can release myself from that bad situation, I had to act on it. Because that's why I stuck to that bad relationship, the bad marriages, because I didn't come to the conclusion I needed to defend myself, because I believed all the lies. And I was tired of being in that situation, so I had to be creative in how I was going to be, how I was going to leave that situation. And I had to take a chance. Because if you don't take a chance at it, you're still going to be stuck. And it's it's finally when I rallied up my friends and everything, because if I didn't leave, I wouldn't be here talking to you. And that's for sure. Um, and it's you're 8. So I need to go back to yours. Hold on. Oh, you are. Remove this one. So you are moderate. But yeah, leaving that situation was freeing and scary all at the same time. It's because I was always used to the um uh, I was used to the negativity, the the violence. There wasn't no peace. And when finally I came with my current husband, and I was really taking a chance, which actually he was a godsend, real godsend, because when I left that abusive relationship and went with my current husband, I came with a lot of baggage, which he had to deal with. Emotional baggage, mental baggage, physical baggage. I was traumatized so bad, it wasn't funny. That now I give these women grace now, instead of being so judgmental to them about, well, she should leave him, she can do it really quick. No, it's a loop cycle, and I found myself in that one. So God had to show me exactly what was the answer to my question, because once you get stuck in the mud, it's hard for you to get out of the mud, and all of everything that comes with it, until you find a solid footing to get out. And my husband here, that's sitting next to me, he's right here. He say hi.
Hi.
He's the one that God sent to me, and it was it was a shock to my mental, my mind. It was really that I could actually leave. And when I left, it was, man, it was a shock. And then I didn't think that I would actually have a breakdown after that. I figured, okay, well, I'm out of the situation. I am now with my husband Brian now, And I said, okay, it's all, it's all gonna be okay. So left my abuser behind and went with my my current husband. I had a lot of trust issues, a lot of anger issues, and just a lot of things, you know, because hurt people do hurt people, but hurt people can heal. And God's the only one that can heal the hurt people. But the hurt people have to allow God to help them. And I was far from that because I had a lot of resentment, you know, that I didn't know. So I just kept it in myself, you know, didn't talk about it. But by me not talking about it and my not sharing it, I I ended up in the hospital with a nervous breakdown because in the 2 weeks that I was with my current husband and we had moved out he had moved me out from that situation, it was, I didn't think I could end up in the hospital because of domestic violence. And I found out I can. And the reason I ended up in the hospital is because I lost all my motor skills from my shoulders down to my toes. I was paralyzed, and he actually had to call 911 because of all what I had went through and was holding in and trying to make it. I was trying to be all fine, but I wasn't fine. My body was just shutting down basically, and being paralyzed for 2 weeks in the hospital, and they couldn't find nothing wrong with me. I didn't have a stroke, I didn't have a heart attack, I didn't have nothing. You know, I went through all kinds of tests. Hi, Bill. Billy? Billiam. Being in that place and for 2 weeks it was pretty hard because I was angry at the fact that I couldn't move my arms, I couldn't move my legs, I was not independent no more. It's from one moment in the morning, I got up, it was great, and then several hours later, I was being
bedridden.
I was bedridden, and so God has kept me from that one, and then so it's what do you call it? it's very humbling, and it's very eye-opening. It's very hard to talk about, you know. And so the things that you do when you're experiencing domestic violence, it's not always there. Oh no, 23, 26. Well, it's 23, 26. So, but if you ever find yourself in that place, you know, there is what do you call it, a way out. It's not going to be an easy way out. It's not going to happen for overnight or one moment to another. But you will come out of it, and it's very very eye-opening when you find yourself in that position.
It's a very traumatic situation.
Yes, it's a very traumatic situation because you lose all sight of everything, you know.
It's hard to focus on what's right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of recede into yourself, and you don't really see the now and then. You recede back into the past, and it just overwhelms you, and you get to the point where you feel like you're being pushed further down.
Yeah, you're going back, and that's what happened to me. I did go back to the past, and because the PTSD was there, and PTSD from domestic violence is not a joke. It's something you have to work through. You have to identify it. You have to see it, you know, because the PTSD that I had was so bad, it carried into my new relationship, you know. I was escaping. It was fight or flight kind of a thing, because if I didn't leave, I wouldn't be here. I would be in a body bag, you know. And I've been asking God, why did I go through all of this, you know, seeing my sister, what she did, going through what I did, you know, what I had, and I didn't think it was going to affect me, but it did, and I had to redirect my PTSD and my hurt, and when I finally, when my husband and I finally decided to move out of state for my safety, and I felt much better. And then when I came back to the Lord, the healing process was just so comforting. And because you also think, when you're in the domestic violence thing, God doesn't care about me, you know. I must have did something really bad, and that's why God's punishing me. And I had all of those thoughts, because I was told them by my ex-husband, by my abuser. you get told those lies so many times, you start to believe them, and it's not right, because I had to leave that situation, because I probably would have went bonkers, you know, because apparently my body did, you know. And I thought, well, I left the hospital that I was done with PTSD, and I was like, okay. It took me 3 months to walk, you know, and to go, because I went bedridden, wheelchair, walker, and then a cane, and then finally I was able to walk on my own, and then
And even after that, it took 3 months to be able to step off of a curb.
yeah, because my mind was still tricking me that I couldn't do it, you know. And then I went to work. I went back to work. I'm thinking, okay, everything's hunky-dory. Hello, Miss Victoria. Thank you. Ma? Victoria?
Victoria,
Ma.
son one.
Welcome in. And normally I have to check myself sometimes now, because I'm thinking, okay, everything's coming against me, because, you know, I had went through this domestic violence, and I had to ask God to help me redirect my thoughts, and He was able to help me with my my forgiveness to my abuser. Yeah, I know. It took me 3 years. 3 years. After I left, and after I got my divorce decree finalized, to forgive him. Because I didn't want to forgive him. I didn't. But then, but then you have to look at when God was on the when Jesus was on the cross. He says, God forgive them, for they know not what they do. I had to forgive my ex, because he didn't know what he was doing either.
And even Jesus told his disciples, if you do not forgive your brother, then my Father in heaven will not forgive you.
So I had to come to that. I mean, the Bible was convicting me. The words on the page were convicting me. While I found the Lord, and I had to find comfort in Him, I didn't actually forgive my ex-husband for his benefit. No. I forgave my ex-husband for my benefit, because I didn't want to hold that grudge on him. It was already done. I already had moved, you know, and I just gave him back to the Lord. It's like, you know, you can deal with that ball of wax, not me. You know, I did it for 13 years with him. I couldn't do it anymore. And then, you know, fast forwarding to 2016 when we moved over here. And so, which is funny because he doesn't like Arizona, so we moved to Arizona. But yeah, the domestic violence is an ugly issue. And I've seen it, I lived it, and it's not good. You know, every now and then I do still have PTSD of it, but I try to work through it. You know, my husband here helps me work through it. You know,
Place our hopes in Jesus,
yes,
because all these worldly things, Jesus says, I have overcome the world. And if we place our hope and trust in Him, He will see us through any situation.
so that's why I figured I'd come on here and share it with you, because I don't know if someone's going through it, already went through it, you know, finds themselves in the middle of it, and they think that there's no hope, you know, and there is hope on the other side. You just have to leave your abuser before it gets really bad, because I almost got killed, so I had to leave because it was, you know, I didn't want to end up dead. And plus, I didn't know Jesus at the time either, so I would have been dead in my sins. But I feel much better in that I forgave him, and I can move forward now. And so having that in mind, you know, it's very how can you say, I'm able to help somebody else because I've been through that, and I can also pray over them, you know, whether it's a male or a female, you know, because I can speak on both accounts. And but yeah, you know, domestic violence is not a very favorable topic, you know, and I seen myself in, you know, I thought I wasn't going to get out of it, but by the grace of God, you know, He helped me get out of it. It wasn't the right way to get out of it, but I had to, you know, and I left him over there, and I had to leave him, even though he did call me back and was crying on the phone and asking why I left him. It wasn't that I didn't tell him. I told him over and over because he wanted me gone. And I told him, be careful what you wish for. Just might get it. You may come home from work one day and I won't be here. Said and done. And he ended up calling me after I left. And he left me a voicemail and he was crying, saying, why didn't I tell him? We could have talked it out, and he was sorry. And no, I had that, you know, told to me over and over. So I just left. I just decided to file for divorce, and I was awarded the divorce on that account as well. And it was a good decision that I made. And now that I'm with my newest husband, you know. And
Well, she keeps me straight on the Lord also.
yeah. It was when we first got together after everything had happened after I left. It wasn't. It wasn't all. What do you call it? Hunky dory, and it wasn't everything. And
We had our differences, and
oh, hello, Brian. Thank you for your comment, and thank you for stopping in. You're always welcome. And so my husband Brian, uh,
spelled the same way.
it's with an I, yes,
Yeah, with an I.
was a godsend, and it's been a while that I didn't think I needed to make this video, but I figured I needed to because there's probably somebody there, somebody that needs to hear that somebody's praying for you, because you wouldn't be here if somebody wasn't praying for you. You don't know if it's strangers praying for you, a coworker's praying for you, your mom and dad's praying for you, a neighbor's praying for you,
Loved one.
or any loved ones, and
Aw.
oh, thank you very much. And to get to the other side of domestic violence, when you think there's not a light at the end of the tunnel, you got to keep going. And I thought there wasn't going to be anything, and and what do you call it? Oh, thank you very much, Brian. There is hope. There is hope. You just have to find the outlets for that hope. Because honestly, when I left my domestic relationship, my domestic marriage, I didn't do it with any counseling, any mentors. I just decided I am done. I packed up my bags and Brian said, well, let's go. I can help you get out of it. And even then, when he asked me to go, I didn't. I took about a week, huh?
Yeah.
I took about a week to just
Think about it.
to think about it, because I was scared. I was wondering, well, what if I get caught? Will he beat me up? Will he know what I'm doing? So I had to come up with a plan, and it was a sneaky plan. And I said, I hope I can get through it, And that's what I did. I started finally making a plan. It was hard. It was very hard to make a plan because I never had to do it before,
There's no right or wrong way to do something like that, to be able to get out of a bad relationship.
When it's to save your life, I mean, you gotta get out. You gotta get out,
If there's no absolute way possible that the marriage can be saved, and you don't see anything happening that could actually change for good,
Yeah, right.
then I mean that's a tall tale sign that you know it's gone sour, it's gone down, and you need to think about yourself and be able to think about your life and saving
life.
your life and keeping yourself safe as well.
And just by the grace of God, He held me through everything. Even when I was not following the Lord myself, He was the one true one that covered me through the whole thing. You know, He led me towards Him, and because Lisa wanted to do Lisa things, you know, and it was not worth it. It wasn't worth it, and but going back to the Lord, that made it all worth it, you know. And by His grace, you know, I am here, you know. And I thank God that He put His loving hand over my life when I was at the worst time, in the darkest part of my life at that time, because I didn't see where I was going. It was really dark. I was just fumbling over everything, and when I finally opened my eyes and I finally realized that I needed the Lord, the healing started. Will I ever forget what I've been through? No, I won't forget what I've been through. But I now know how to manage it. I know how to sort my thoughts and my feelings. And now I know who I can go talk to. Now I know I'm not alone. Because I thought I was alone, and I wasn't. And now that my husband's here, he's seen me at my worst. He's dried off my tears. He's just been wonderful through it all, and I'm glad he was patient, you know, through it all. Because you need somebody patient, very patient, when you come out of that dark mess. And he's I can't thank him enough.
I'll always be here.
You know, I'm glad you stood by me during my ugly times, you know, and because he had to deal with the worst part of my domestic violence, which was the emotional lash out, the verbal lash out, the complaining, the comparing, the blaming. It's he had to endure it all, and it wasn't even his fault. But by the grace of God, he held it together for me, he was there with me. And even when I got sick, when I thought I was losing my marbles, he was there. He was there. And it's I'm glad I'm done with having to walk on eggshells, because that's all I was doing when I was in that abusive marriage. Was basically walking on eggshells, financially, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. I had my doubts of everything, because what was told to me, I was told I was blamed for a bunch of things that I just I can't believe he said against my family, against me. And he acted like he wasn't to blame, because of course cynical people blame you, but they act like the victim, and they're always right. And I couldn't see it through, because he said, oh, he loves me. And I was believing it, and I was thinking, well, maybe this time he'll change. No, he didn't change. I went to as far as, God, I can't believe how delusion I was, and had the wool over my eyes at that time. We had a domestic dispute. The cops were called. He was hauled away. Long story short, I bailed him out. Don't bail your abuser out of jail. Don't. I did it, and it was a very big mistake. I can't believe I did now. Because it just made things worse. And I should have just left him in there. But when he called me, he was saying, oh, if you bail me out, things will change. I won't do this to you anymore, and this and this and that. Wow. I believed it. And I was thinking, okay, since he said so, might as well be true. Wasn't true at all. He never did change. But now I'm here. And
if you realized you're not there to try to make him change, you're here to change yourself.
Right.
In the Lord.
Yes. And I'm glad that I got out of that bad situation. I'm glad that God saved me out of that situation.
Yeah.
And I can move forward now. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. And I know it was a hard subject for everybody, but I just figured I come out here and let people know that domestic violence isn't okay. But I'll be getting off here soon. And so just remember, as always, Jesus loves you. Now go make someone smile. Even if that someone is you. You guys have a very blessed day. You guys take care of each other, and I'll talk to you guys later. You have a blessed day.